Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers. This is a podcast where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games. And I am, of course, your host with the most, Efocutioner, baby. I'm back today. There's not that much news that I really care about, which is true. Oh snap, but it's cool, cause I am here to bring you what you fucking need. That's right. In streaming, video game news, everything you see. Oh, okay. Let me stop. Anyways, welcome to episode 117, the Chronicles of Gamers podcast. This is a place where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games, just in case you did not enjoy the singing. But I feel like a lot of you do, so hoo-hoo. So yeah, there's not really that much news unless you're like with the Avengers and you heard about the grinding, or people are still complaining about, I know the FGC is still talking about motherfucking rollback netcode. And I mean, I could talk about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which was like, it's kind of hype. I was like, oh shit, it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in Dragon Ball FighterZ. But then I was like, oh shit, it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in Dragon Ball FighterZ. With that whack ass netcode. Like, it's just like, man. So pretty much I would just be talking a lot of shit about games that I don't really play about. But you know what? I actually saw some tweets that had me be like, you know what? Let's take a break from the news. Everyone's talking about, grinding this and my game's doing that. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even play these games. So I don't really care about what happens. And of course, I could easily bitch about the video game industry all fucking day. But you know what? Oh, wait, hold on. Wrong one. I thought to myself, you know what, bro? Let's take it easy today. I feel like I want this episode to be a story day. So, there's breaking news, but it's not really news. It's more of a discussion, a feeling, a celebration, or, some bullshit, but in my way. Efo's way. So, let's get into it.
Breaking news!
And I'm going to switch over. So, there's this tweet I saw. And I'm gonna just break it down for my audio people that can't see. So there was this tweet basically talking about engagement rings, and some lady basically. So someone posted a picture saying, if a man proposed to give a woman, like if a man paid off, or at least paid $70,000 of a woman's student loan, or if that's how much her student loan is, and a man proposed with that instead of giving her a ring, would she thank him, or would she still want the ring? Now, of course, some women were just like, well, I would choose the ring. But this one person kind of put, engagement rings aren't a tradition. Because, most people say engagement rings with the diamonds are tradition. And so this guy put, engagement rings are a tradition. It wasn't a thing before the 1940s. Wedding bands, yes, which are relatively inexpensive. And then there's this company called De Beers Diamond Company launched a campaign and convinced people that the only way to really show love is by saving 3 months' salary, etc., etc. So at this point, it got into this heated discussion about tradition, and especially for wedding rings. And I thought to myself, what are video game traditions that we all go through? You know what I'm saying? Like, not just within ourselves, but even in the video game industry. Like, there's a lot of things that we are accepting as traditions, if you know what I mean. And traditions are all about the public society accepting if these things are okay, if they're not okay. So, for example, like we take the video game industry, DLC, that became a tradition, right? Saying you make a game, and then you're like, gee, I'm having a fun time playing this game. I sure would like extra content, right? DLC became tradition. But at the same time, there was also this thing that came out a little bit later called Season Pass, which was, it took all the DLC that was ever made in the game, and then it was released as a season pass to slightly be like, hey man, I know you came late into the game, so here's your season pass. We're going to charge you a little bit less to get everything, but if you get everything, you can easily hop on board, and everything's all good. And then out of nowhere, season passes became a tradition, not in the sense of being able to buy all the DLC within a respectable price, but it ended up just being something that's attached to games before you even get a chance to play. Or like, for example, like when people would mention fucking, let's just say, I don't know, online gameplay, the tradition for a while was, especially in FGC, was the fact that Japan developers had a horrible time with understanding rollback netcode, and then it just became a tradition that all of their games would be delayed based, and all their games would have shitty online play, and we just had to accept it. And then that was a tradition for a while until COVID came out, and now COVID has sparked this revolution of like, nah, we're not gonna accept this tradition. We want our shit. You know what I mean? So it's just it got to the point where I was thinking like, man, there are some video game traditions that we used to accept, and then they're gone. But I still would like some of these back, and then I would like some of these to be gone. So like for my example, I said the shitty online gameplay. I want that to be gone. But you know what I miss? And I know I talked about this weeks ago. I miss not weeks ago, but I talked about it in episode, I believe it was 114. Yes. 114. No, 115. No, 113. 113. No, 114. I'll be forgetting my episodes. Forgive me. You'll correct me, and I appreciate that. But I do miss, and I still miss it today, I miss the loading screen gameplay. Like, I still miss the games with the loading screen. I want that to come back. Like, I know it can now because we have the ability to do so. But I'm like, I miss that. I miss being able to play games during the loading screen. As much as people are trying to get rid of the loading screens, I miss that. Another thing that I fucking miss, and I wish that would come back, LAN parties. You know what I mean? Like, I want that to come back too. Now, granted, there are some friends that I can play with, but I miss the in-person, being able to connect our consoles to other consoles, and then just be able to play people that particular way. Now, I have not tested if I can do this on the PlayStation 4, but I know the Xbox One has that ability where, LAN-to-LAN connection. I don't know if the PS4 has it or not, but I would love that. Like, we all have our consoles. We all connect to different, TVs and everything, and we just all play against each other. Like, I miss those type of LAN parties. But luckily, I do love the fact of, like, online gaming, because, you can still do those things. But, man, like, LAN parties were the shit. I miss the in-person, trash talking and stuff like that. And then another thing I wish we could bring back, but I feel like that it needs to be a little bit more control, is trash talking. Now, granted, I know trash talking has not disappeared at all because some people still do it. It's a tradition. But I feel like trash talking can not be about, hey man, fuck you, or like, oh, I'm gonna fuck your mom or some shit. Like, I would prefer trash talking just being like, bruh, you got your ass kicked, you suck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like those type of things, like, yo, man, you trash, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you trash, bro, just get better at it. But that's that tradition. I want that to come back. You know what I also miss too is I also miss the ability to be able to unlock certain things based off of skill and conditions versus me just spending a wallet. I kind of hate that because it sucks because I can't look at like. So I tried a little bit of God of War. Like I just put that game in for a little bit just to test it out, and I looked at my God of War and I was just like, and this is on the PS4, and I looked at it and I'm just like, I looked at my gear and there was like I could picture the stories behind it, like, oh, I know exactly where I got this item, that item, who I fought to get this item, and I'm just like, yo, I missed that. Or what other game did I just play recently? It was Prince of Persia. So Prince of Persia 2, The Warrior Within, right? When I have the water sword, I can always picture what I did to get the water sword. Like, oh, I did this and I did that and I did those conditions and I ended up fighting this thing. Like, I got all these water things and did the puzzles and I got that. And then there's also this other thing, like you had like this kind of bootlegish lightsaber. That's also not showcased, but that's a side weapon. And I'm just like, yo, I miss that. I miss being able to talk about those type of things. So I'm like, I would like those conditions to come back. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious, what traditions do y'all think y'all would like to see in the video game industry, or like just in video games in general, that you used to do, but then they stopped doing, and you wish they brought back? Or what traditions do you wish, like, we could take the fuck back, like, you know, battle passes or some shit? Because at this point, it's starting to become a tradition, and we could choose to accept it or not. But like for me, like there's just some things that I miss, and I can go a little bit further into this thing, but I want to get into my other topics, so I'm gonna probably stop here. But if you have like an answer, you know, you can message me at the bottom in the YouTube comments, or you can message me at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com, or most of y'all fuckers who just message, comment at the SoundCloud, which is fine. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I got a little bit of a stuffy nose. I don't really have a cold. I just have a little bit of a stuffy nose today. Actually, no, it might be a little. I think it's. I'm not like sick. I think I might be getting sick. Anyways.
Breaking news!
So there's the second topic I want to talk about, and this one's also on. This one's also on the tweet. And this is, once again, this is the Xbox tweet. So for those that do not have the video if you're listening to this thing, I'll go ahead and break it down. So Xbox has sent the tweet saying you had to be there, and this is with the Xbox console with the, you know, old-fashioned TV. They got the LAN, and then after that they got the Halo. And then, you know, like I just talked about it, where I just say, like, you know what, you had to be there. And I did like that tweet, but I feel like you didn't really need to actually have to be there. Like, we could still do this, but at the same time, it got me thinking, like, man, I really did miss LAN parties, which is like, I mentioned that as a tradition, because I'm like, I really would love to do in-person with friends, or even people that I met online, but I would love to play with them in person. Like, I miss those things. So, like, here, let me give an example of, like, one of my favorite LAN party events. And this one's going to be a little bit hilarious, but I'll go into a little bit of the backstory of it. So this is like during college, my freshman year. And I'm not going to name names, but there was just, it's definitely freshman year. So it got to this point where it was me and 3 other friends, and we're playing on our, so my friend had an Xbox console, and his friend had an Xbox console. So we were going to have the TVs connected to each other side by side, but apparently I'm a really, really, really horrible person, because I like to screen watch. So, you know, I could watch my screen, but I could watch 3 other screens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the fighting game within me, where it's just like you can easily look at your spot, but then you can also absorb everything that's going on around you, right? So there's that aspect of me. And I know people used to get mad. They used to just get very heated. So what we ended up doing was we got the second Xbox console and we put it into another room. So me and my friend were playing in one room, and then him and his friend were playing, like our other 2 friends were playing in the other room. So we were doing doubles. So at this point, we're just playing this game, right? And our friend, so we had like 5 friends. So it was the 4 of us just playing. One of my friends ended up leaving because he had to meet up with somebody. So I shit you not, we're going in. This is like maybe 2 hours in, right? We haven't seen the other person, but this is like 2 hours in. We are going in on a grinding session. We definitely did. I forgot how many games we did, but at one point we were just tied. So, you know what I'm saying? We were just shooting guns a-blazing Halo. We were doing Halo 2's maps. I don't remember the name of the map, but like we were just playing. We were doing team deathmatch. It was heated. We were tied because we did like multiple sets. I think we did like a set of 10 or 5 or 10. But we were going in. Like we were gaming hard. And I shit you not, it's like me and my other friend, we're gaming, we're going in, we're busting, we're shooting, we're blazing, guns are blasting, lasers are firing. You could literally hear the gunshots. Like it was an incredible time, man. And we were trash talking, we were going in, and it got to the point where we were like, because we were doing to 50, so it was 48-48, right? Their team had a sniper. SMG. No, one of their teammates had a sniper. The other one had the what is it? The battle rifle. They had the battle rifle. I ended up getting sniped, and then I ended up spawning near the rocket launcher. My other friend got the sword, and he's got like a battle rifle too. So like they're fighting. The sniper had to get a little bit closer because he ran out of ammo. We're like down by like 3 kills at this point, so they just needed 1 to win. I fucking come out, I rocket snipe someone from a distance. Like I literally rocket sniped, and it was so beautiful. Like at like how precise it was, because I got the double kill and my teammate was barely alive and shit. So at this point, it's 49-49. I wasted both rockets. Like the first rocket I fired was a complete, whack ass miss of a shot. And then the second rocket launcher, I get like a beautiful double kill and everything. So at this point, like we're just grinding hard. You can hear me screaming. I'm like, yo, like die with me, motherfucker. I was like, rocket snipe, bitch. I'm the king of all rockets. So, I can get energetic. So I'm basically yelling at the top of my voice. We're all yelling. They're just like, shit, hold on, hold on. So at this point, my friend had to run because he had to go get some health. He had to get his health back. So what he ended up doing was he wanted to get the extra, I forgot what the fucking, the orbit thing is that gives you like the extra increase of health. So he ran to go get that. So I basically run over. I go ahead and get their shit. So I noticed one was had a rocket and they had like the machine gun, and then the other person, not the rocket, but the sniper and the machine gun. And then like the other person who had the battle rifle, he also had a sword. So I quickly had my rocket, which I had just wasted. So I ended up picking up the sword. And lo and behold, right now it's 49-49 at this point. So my friend ends up going to get the shield. I end up coming back. He ends up coming back. And at this point, we were just fighting for our lives, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. Where's the music? So, no, not that one. So at this point, it's like me and him, we're basically fighting for our lives at this point, right? So I come out with the sword. He comes down with his sword. We're slashing each other with the swords, right? We're just like, slash, 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 slash. You know what I'm saying? For the final battle. It's a duel with sabers, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no joke. And then, like, his other friend, like, my other friend, like, who's on the enemy team, he fucking comes out. He starts trying to battle rifle me, but my boy comes back with the extra increase of health. He starts battle rifling him, and they're just, like, fighting each other, like, from this distance. And me and the other guy, like, slash, slash. We're playing fucking footsies and shit. We're like, yo, I got your ass, bitch. So then I was like, So, you know what I'm saying? I move forward and back, side to side, like I'm bobbing and weaving and shit. But we're still slashing each other. So, you know what I did? I did a juke, baby. I did a juke. So I went forward, back, and pulled all the way back. And he sliced, and he missed his slice. And you know what I did? I got him. I got his punk ass. And it was incredible. Like, I was just like, yes. I was like, oh, yes. 50-49. It was incredible. Oh my gosh, like, it was heated. I popped off so hard, I was yelling. People in other dorms were hearing me scream. And then, I shit you not, something else happened after that point. But man, we had a heated gaming discussion. Like, it was heated. It was a heated match. It was fun as fuck. And I was like, man, I want more of that. I want more. So, like, LAN party is nice. I got like plenty a few other LAN party discussions, but man, like when I won, I popped off. I ran in the other room like, you can't fuck with me, bro. Now I didn't know what footsies were at this point because I wasn't a fighting game person, but I was like, bro, I am the king of all swords, motherfucker. I was like, hit 10 bits of Ruby style, bitch. Itoru yai, shishi suck. I was like, I'm yelling this shit because I just got into One Piece. So imagine me just yelling some random Japanese shit. I was like, Itoru yai, shishi suck. And then like some other shit kind of happened, but I won't go into that. But because that goes into like part 2 of that funny ass situation. But man, yo, you had to be there. Now I'm pretty sure if you guys have any other type of stories like that or something kind of similar, let me know. Message me at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com or comment at the bottom of YouTube or something like that. Let me know if y'all have any amazing land stories or something like that. Now, granted, it doesn't even have to be land either. Like, I know I got like amazing stories from Resident Evil Resistance I could easily talk about. But I kind of went a little bit in with this one because it was kind of serious. Like, it was real serious. But man, we definitely won that set. We weren't even trying to play a set. We just won that set. Oh man, I guess we can do a quick. What time is it? Because I don't want to go too over the time. I guess I'll do like a quick breaking news for the last topic. So
Breaking news!
here. So what is it? Afro Smash talked about we all start out as 0-2ers. And then he was like, we. And, he was basically saying like, when he started off, when he got his first win, he didn't go 0-2. He did pretty well. I just want to say, ain't nothing wrong with going 0-2. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your ass kicked. Everybody gets their ass kicked. That's how you get better. That's how you improve. I did have a story about it. I'll tell it next week, but man, I definitely went 0-2 for my first Street Fighter 4 tournament. It was brutal because my first tournament, I didn't even play as Ryu. I played as Goken, so I got demolished. I got whooped. Oh my god, I fucking lost to a jury. I lost to a jury, and it was jury and DJ. That was my 0-2 moment. Lost to a jury and DJ to Street Fighter 4. So, and this was during Super. It was bad. Those characters did not have the best shit. But I want to say this. Ain't nothing wrong with going 0-2. Going 0-2 is how you get better. Because if you don't go 0-2, then you'll think you the shit. And then you'll be like, well, I don't need to improve myself. And then the next thing you know, you get your ass kicked. You get someone real. And yeah. That's it. So you know what? You know what? I'll leave it at that. That was like a quick couple of seconds about what happened, and that was at my local. But that was like the first time I really played a fighting game, kind of serious. And I definitely got better, but it helped me trajectorize myself to where I am now. So yeah. All right, man. We reached that time of the show where we got to say goodbye. But before we do, you already know what time it is. It's time for shameless plugins. What the fuck? Ooh, go. All right. The Chronicles of Gamers. You can follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes. You can follow Efocutioner at Twitter. You can ignore the Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook, The Chronicles of Gamers. YouTube, The Chronicles of Gamers. You can just Google The Chronicles of Gamers and we'll be there. This episode was really just a gaming discussion moment. I really wanted to get into my discussing bag, my story bag. Let y'all know a little bit more about me in general. Get to understand the mindset and understand why I want to bring back those moments. Even if it is just for really good online play. Because it's just like, I want to create moments. I want to create stories. And especially with streaming, I want people to see that too. So I'm like, that's how I kind of want good online play and extra content and shit not having to be paid for. So yeah, and it creates great moments like that. So that's pretty much the point of this episode. All right, man, that's it. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching, hearing this old man tell. Well, I'm in my 30s. Hearing this young man tell his stories. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out of here. And of course, power to the gamers. And of course, stay living, man.